Yo, 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 welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Player versus Team, aka PVT. And y'all know I'm back with my main guys, DJ Micah B, and that man with the plan, Steaming Willie Beeman. How we doing, big dogs?
Well, I came to choose war. Let me tell you why. Hey, Moo, you like that? Did you like that? I came to choose war. So tell me, Moo, did you like that? I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the ones that did say Golden State would win the cup. I did say that. Um, but overall, it really was a good game. It wasn't a 3-point only base game, and that's what made it so good. I'm tired of watching these teams run up and down the court only shooting threes. Yeah.
Facts.
Okay. It was a good game. I did think the Warriors would have came back and won. I mean, it was a 1-point win, which means
They
it was a hard,
tried.
that game could have won anyway.
They tried.
Yeah.
Willie
But
Bean, what's up?
I just had to rub it in your face.
I know, it's all good. It's all good. I still love you.
I know.
Willie, man, talk to us. How you doing, dog?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Boy
Hey,
got
y'all
his
know
glasses on. Your boy
my boy
finally got
back
his
with the
glasses.
glasses. Y'all see the look? You gotta hit him with the.
Shut
I
the
mean,
hell up.
I mean, hit him with the,
You
you
gonna hit him with the Bill?
Finally got his
You gonna hit him with the
glasses.
Bill Russell? The Bill Russell
With the
Yeah.
Bill
with all
Russell
the
with the
rings?
championships on. All them championships right there, boy. All them championships.
Yeah, let him know you back, man. You feel me?
But I'm
Hey.
back. I'm back and better than ever. Made a major purchase today that I didn't think I would ever make. Your boy finally got his camera, his Sony ZEV1. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been waiting to get that camera. I finally got it at a decent price. Yes, sir.
Let me
That
find
thing,
out you trying to be in
that thing,
in
that
Super
thing,
8K.
that thing normally go for $798. Your boy got it for five.
Well, that's a steal.
$500.
Is that a camera to take pictures and videos?
It does. I can stream with it.
Ooh,
Pictures, videos, it can stream. Mm-hmm.
So is that what you're streaming with now?
No, I'm not streaming with it now. It'll be here on Saturday.
okay.
Okay.
I'm streaming. I'm dealing with this Logitech 4K Brio right now. But
Okay.
as soon as I get that and my capture card in, I'm gonna set this thing up, start streaming the way you should be streaming.
Yeah, I like
Because
that.
I don't care what people say. I don't care what a webcam's marketing is. They could say it's 4K or this, that all day, but there's no way a webcam would ever be a 4K camera. There's no way. There's no way. No way.
My boy finna be out here in 10,000K. Okay, stop playing with him. All right.
I'm still gonna keep the Logitech. I'm still gonna keep it for the other monitor, but no,
Okay.
I'm gonna get my ZE.
What about you, Moo? What about you, Moo? What's going on?
Hey, man, you know what it is. Really solid
picked
week,
up-
man. Really
You
great.
could have been at the issue 3s or issue 2s of the Absolute series yet? I ain't done it yet.
No, I did.
Because
I-
issue
I-
3 of Superman and Wonder Woman I think is out, and issue 2 of Absolute Batman is out.
Yep, because I was just talking to my guy at the comic store, view in Sacramento, A1 Comics. But yeah, he said that he's just put in another order for him because when I went yesterday, they didn't have whatever sold out. So
I'm just saying.
I think it's dope. Y'all are avid comic book readers. I just want to say that that's pretty dope.
My comic book fans, if I only read Absolute Wonder Woman, I don't know what the hell you doing with your life. That is the best shit.
most definitely.
Oh my god.
I stopped reading comics when I was younger just because it was too many versions of shit to keep up with. I was like, no.
I think that the thing that got me back in it, I started following this TikToker by the name of King Lion. I don't know if y'all ever seen him.
King and Queen Line. Shout out to the King and Queen Line.
There you go. There you go. You know. If you know, you know. And I started watching him, and he suggested the go pick it up. So I picked it up and I started reading issue 1. Oh shit. So I went ahead and picked it up, and I am enjoying it, man. They're on issue 3. It's gonna run a 5-issue series on those first 3, and then after those first 3 are done, then want to see absolute Martian Manhunter and absolute Flash.
Okay, bet. I'm with that.
If you don't keep up with the manga of Dragon Ball Super and you've never read it, you should read that too. I mean,
read that too.
Technically, it's a comic book, bruh.
Yeah.
The Tournament of Power is so different in
it's
the
actually
manga than
good
it
in
is
the
on
manga.
TV.
It's actually good in the manga.
No, it's awesome.
It's better.
Had they took the manga and animated that, oh man, it would have been that would have been the best Dragon Ball series of all time.
Oh yeah,
I'm still waiting for the Moro and the Granola arc, but I'll be patient. It's okay.
Animated, or you read the manga?
Oh, I've already read the manga. I'm still waiting for it to be animated. But just a few.
Can't see it. It's blending with your background.
Yeah, it's blending with your background. Oh, I see Spider-Man. There you go.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
I can get it focused on the and then.
Yep.
Spider-Man
too.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Damn.
Issue 2 and then issue 19 as well. So that's what
I see Spider-Man. I see Spider-Man getting that upgrade. Dr. Doom hooked them up with a new suit. I see.
I'm so far.
What do you think, cuz? I see you.
I'm so far away from Spider-Man at this point. I don't even know if Peter Parker is still Spider-Man at this point.
Only thing that kills me though, they need to do something with my boy because it's getting kind of nerve-wracking because you Spider-Man, but you always broke.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I mean, damn.
He's Spider-Man, but he always broke.
He got a hard time keeping a woman.
That's because he got separation issues. He got
to get better. He got to get better in that department.
I don't know. Well, it probably is a separation issues plus with abandonment issues. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, everybody. Yeah, nah, he got some issues that he needs to work out. But it's just ironic that he's consistently broke, considering all the work that he does with literally millionaires or billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Brother.
You think Tony Stark can give him a loan or something? But
I'm just saying, and then not to mention like all the stuff that he's invented as well.
Yep.
Like it's
Yep.
But we all know since
no kickback from that.
But you know what the problem is? He can't sell the tech because people start to understand like once by the two of them they had to build their own web shooters. They can't go sell patent and sell that because everybody will know.
Everybody don't know then.
That's Spider-Man.
Yep. Everybody don't know then. Yep.
That's a fair point.
Yep.
All right. I can see to that. All
Tony Stark is okay with doing that because Tony Stark is literally inventing technology and was already a millionaire for his mind. So he's already famous.
Oh yeah.
And everybody already knows that he's Iron Man because that's just but
that's just common knowledge. I don't know if I can live my life like that, but hey.
No, not me.
Not me. I couldn't.
But at the same time, we've seen that because he got his house blown up. So
yeah.
He probably didn't want to look at that either.
See, I got kids. I couldn't do that.
I do think in Peter's case, though, what Dr. Strange said was true. The more you try to live a double life, the more you're going to hurt people, and the more you're going to be pushed away by different people because you're living a double life. It worked with MJ. That's Michelle Jones, right? In that movie because she figured out he was Spider-Man and he admitted to it.
Mm-hmm.
But as you see in Spider-Man 1, the original Spider-Man, it didn't work with him and MJ because he was trying to live a double life. I can't be there. I'm missing shows. I'm doing this and that because you're trying to play superhero and play regular human too. It's not going to work. You can't live a double life. Living a double life.
Not going to work.
Even in real life, you can't live a double life.
Yep,
something is going to give, and you're going to, it never works out.
It works out.
Facts.
But it's crazy because we sitting up here talking about all the comic books and stuff like that, and we didn't even get into the nerd question of the day. Ain't that wild?
See, and it has nothing to do with comics.
Look, you see how we just be cooking up here? This is what we do. But nerd question of the day. Me and the fellas were talking about this a little bit. We kind of all ran across the same video. So one of our good friends from TikTok, Spray Baby 1, had poised a really good question. Who had the best fear in the WWE. Now, the choices are as such: Roman Reigns, Edge, Batista, Rhino, and Goldberg. Fellas, the floor is open.
We talking about this day time in WWE or in wrestling overall?
I would say me personally, I'm gonna put in wrestling overall. He had the WWE, but I'm gonna put in wrestling overall because we all know that a lot of these guys wrestled in other businesses and programs as well. So
Not Goldberg. Hey, you can't say Rhino either because well, I guess you could say Rhino because Rhino did wrestle outside of ECW, but WCW's history is literally a part of WWE now. But Rhino did wrestle outside of ECW. So I mean, you could take into account what Rhino did. What was it, TNA?
TNA too. He was in TNA too.
Unpopular opinion here because I don't think anybody else is going to go with the person I go with. He is one of the people on the list though. So I think most people's pick here will probably be Rhino or Goldberg just because they really do look the part. Like they spear people, you know what I'm saying? Like they look the part, but
it looks like an actual like spear.
Like it look like actual spear. Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Edge, actually. And let me tell you why I'm going with Edge. Edge is the scrawniest dude on this list. But undoubtedly, his spear was a perfect tackle every single time. And the bounce back that he had when he hit him, it made it look so real, like it actually hurts. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Goldberg, who else used a spear that wasn't Bobby Lashley? You look at those guys and be like, okay, yeah, that's believable. All right. You look at Edge do it, and it's just so smooth. His motion, like he has the perfect motion of the spear. If we're going for believable, okay. I mean, you're okay to pick Rhino. Hell, even like I said, Bobby Lashley or Goldberg. It looks believable. But as far as wrestling wise, the smoothness, the cleanliness, the precision, man, Edge had it all. And you look at Edge do it, and you 100% think it's believable. And he's a small guy. Like he does his spear how Ryan Clark tackles in the NFL. It just looked like it hurts. He looked like he throws his whole body into a whole body spear, and like that's just the best comparison I have for it. And I'm going Edge because Edge looks the cleanest out of all of them. He never misses, ever. I've seen Goldberg miss because for whatever reason he don't know how to pick his head up and look.
He missed against Booker.
Right. Yeah. I'm I'll take and then Bron Breakker wasn't on this list, and Bron Breakker, the spear that Bron Breakker has is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
There's a lot of force and speed behind it.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's too damn fast for his size, and that's what makes it crazy. But
that's what makes it dangerous.
I'm gonna take Edge out of the list here. I'm gonna take Edge. And I'm not sold on Batista. Nobody up here better say Batista.
The guy I'm gonna go with because I feel he's like the originator of it. I'm gonna go with Rhino. The way he oh my gosh, the way
power.
He got the and you saw the power. The crowd knew it was coming. They were getting hyped. They get hyped up with it. He gets hyped up with it, and for a long time, it was his finishing move. So I gotta go with Rhino on this one. To me, he's just the innovator of it.
For anybody out there that doesn't understand the impact that Rhino had on those hits, I need you to go probably look at LT hitting somebody on the football field. Because Rhino is not small, dude. Rhino's a big dude. And to pack that much speed and power, to pack that much speed and power behind this, yes. It's called the gore and not the spear for a reason.
Yeah, and it got gory as we've seen a lot. Surprisingly enough, I'm gonna agree with DJ Micah B here. I think Ed got it for me.
Hey, ain't no wrong with that.
As much as and it's crazy because, like Willie said, Rhino is literally like, at least for for people like us, like the innovator of the spear, and it hit different when Rhino did it, and especially when we got like a surprise walkout, a surprise come out from Rhino, and it's just like, oh yeah, somebody finna get gored, and I'm finna love every second of it. But for me, with Edge, it was always the surprise factor, right? Like there was some points in time where, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, he's getting down the squat position, he's in the corner, and he's giving you this right here. Come on, turn your stupid ass around, right? Because them ribs is mine. But then there'll be them times, there'll be them moments where that shit would just come out of nowhere, bro. And
I'm like the RKO,
bro, legitimately like the RKO. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Hold on.
That was a point. That was a point I didn't bring up. Edge will be probably 3 or 2 feet from you and hit you with a spear with all the power in the world.
Literally, man. And when I seen him hit the spear off the ladder, brother, I was like, oh no. I was like, bro, different. Bro, it's different.
You're wrong on my webcam.
Bro is for surely different.
It's playing fine over here. Maybe it's just slowed down for you, but you're good over here. Cool. And yeah, that spear off the ladder is crazy.
Crazy.
For whoever put together this list, I can't remember the name you said earlier, but
Spray Baby
1.
Spray Baby 1. There's other people that have used the spear that are way more effective than Batista. Batista shouldn't even be on this list. The list Batista should be on is the list for the Spine Buster. Actually, the Spine Buster. Oh, Willie, you froze. You're freezing up.
Yeah, badly. I might have to go out and come back in.
Okay, it's all good. Go ahead and do your thing, big dog.
I'm doing. I think I'll be right back.
For sure.
Yeah. So like, yeah.
I think you're right. I think you're right about that. Like the Spine Buster, I think that's more the contest that he should definitely be in. I think that's probably more his angle. I would say even that, or even the power bomb. Shoot, like you can give him you can throw him the power bomb.
The Batista bomb is crazy.
It was deadly.
The Batista bomb is crazy.
So
I'm gonna still take Undertaker on the last ride for the power bomb.
Absolutely.
But Batista is a close second. That Batista bomb where he fell. Unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people use the power bomb, but absolutely the Papa power bomb by KO will be my third. The Papa power bomb is devastating. It's the last ride without you holding the person up in the air. It's literally what it is. That's a devastating. Oh my God.
Crazy. Absolutely insane. But as y'all know, that is our nerd question of the day. Make sure you guys follow Spray Baby 1 on TikTok while we still have TikTok, because y'all don't know, we don't know what might go on with that. So
it's gonna get banned.
Be on the lookout for that. We got our boy Willie back. All right, now to start off into our docket of the day, we have one Bill Belichick hired at UNC. We have yet another NFL coach going to the NCAA, to college football. Willie, I'm going to start with you on this one, man. How you feeling about Big Bill, Granddaddy Bill, going back to college, man?
That man is up here with hustling them 25, 26, 28-year-old women on his side. On his side. For a man, he's 78? So between that and the fact that he's a Super Bowl winning coach, I don't think recruiting will be a problem. I think the main problem for him might be it's a difference when you coach young men and a grown man. It's a difference. And he's gonna have to, I think, to adjust to that point. He knows football. We all know this, but I think he would have to adjust somewhat, because you have to be careful how you speak to these young men, because they're not completely mature like an older player would be. You couldn't teach your star quarterback of your college team the way you talk to Tom Brady. You can't do that. So I think recruiting, he'll be fine between what he is. I think he'll be fine that way, but I just think that he was going to have to kind of like hold the reins when it comes to the discipline part, because again, you go from coaching older dudes to teaching younger men, and there's going to be an adjustment period for that. But if he can make that adjustment period, I think he'll be fine. And this is huge for North Carolina. This is huge. This is huge for them. A good get for sure.
For sure. DJ, what you got?
Well, Willie, I looked up his age. He's 72.
Okay.
So he is 72.
Close enough.
There is. I hate to be that guy, but let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead and cook.
There is a 80s song that says, "You're out of touch and I'm out of time." That is what I'm going to use to describe this hiring. Let's be serious. Bill Belichick failed his last couple of years in the NFL, not because he didn't have Tom Brady, not because he didn't have competent quarterback play. He failed because he could not relate to the players, and the players could not relate to his coaching style. This ain't the 80s and 90s who still kind of come from that era of the 70s, 80s coaches when they were in high school with that kind of coaching. Does Bill Belichick know football? Yes. Would he make a great defensive coordinator in college? Yes. Would he make a good offensive coordinator in college? Hell yes. Would he make a good assistant coach? Yes. What's always worked for Bill is that he knew X's and O's. The problem is in college, X's and O's don't matter all the time for you to be a successful head coach.
Yep.
You have to know how to manage. You have to know how to manage players. You have to know how to push players. And that old school style, even Tom Brady got tired of, but Tom Brady, he put up with it because they were winning championships in the NFL. But when Tom Brady was young, he had older vets that were cut from that cloth, how Bill Belichick coached, that put him in line and got his mind right. Now you're relying on your upperclassmen that know nothing about that style of coaching to get everybody else in line and not necessarily buying into that coaching style themselves. Do I think he can get the players? Absolutely. He's Bill Belichick. Would players want to play for him without playing for him for the first time? Absolutely. But can he just walk into UNC and flex his Super Bowl rings? No, he can't. He cannot. And the reason why he cannot is the last coach that was a Mac Brown, right? Mac Brown. Mac Brown had a college championship. He could walk in and be like, look, I know how to get one of these. When you leave the NFL and come to the NCAA, some people tend to think you weren't good enough at the NFL level. That's why you came back to the NCAA. A lot of people feel that way about Harbaugh. It's like, oh, you couldn't win it in the NFL, so you came back to the NCAA to win a championship. Now that you win a championship, you're out and you're back in the NFL trying to win a championship. So now when you go back to the NFL, you got to convince a bunch of young guys to buy in to you winning the NCAA ring. Granted, Harbaugh did have success already. He did get to a Super Bowl and things of that nature. So they know he can coach. But Bill Belichick has never coached in college. His dad coached in college, and that was in the 50s. And he has a lot of his dad's style of coaching in him. I don't know how that's going to go over with players because, as we know, this generation under us feels very freaking entitled, and it's very annoying.
And that's what I was saying. And that's why I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what I was saying. It's going to be a huge adjustment. And another thing I want to bring up too, I'm gonna love to see his staff.
Well, he kept Freddie Kitchens.
Okay.
He did keep Freddie Kitchens, and the I think the offensive coordinator is the next one he kept. But I mean, this could be, being relatable. I don't know how Bill Belichick could be relatable to this generation. But nonetheless, I mean, if your captain buys in, you could have success. But
ACC is generally weak. Let's keep that in mind too. Generally,
they are generally weak in football. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would also say, like, and I don't want anybody here to take this the wrong way, but over the last couple of years, the Patriots defense, Bill Belichick's vaunted defense over the past, I'd say 15 years, has let him down more than the offense did. Even
True
so much
that.
so, even so
True
much
that.
so that Vontae defense gave a 45 points to the Eagles, and Tom Brady put a 42 and threw the most passing yards in NFL history in the Super Bowl and lost because your Vontae defense that everybody talks about so much gave up 45 points to the Eagles without an elite receiver.
True that.
And then going forward, you would think your defense would be strong enough if your quarterback can score 20 points, y'all be okay. Your quarterback was giving every quarterback you put out there, probably except his last
Mac
one,
Jones.
the last one,
Mac
and
Jones.
Mac Jones and Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton could give you Cam Newton did give you 20 points per game. He could still give you 20 points per game then, but Bill Belichick wouldn't change the offense to play to his strengths. This is how we're doing it. This is the Patriot way. But here I am to tell you there is no UNC way because UNC is not a historically great football program. There is no UNC way. So that benefits him because he come in here and say, this is the Belichick way and we're going to do this. Next guy up, blah, blah, blah. And we'll see how it works out. I do think they play, 13 games in college?
Yep.
I do think Bill Belichick could coach to 9 wins and get in a bowl game, 10 wins and get into a bowl game. But I don't see people flocking to play for UNC. But I mean, you put up a couple of 10 and 3 years, 9 and 4 years, and then retire. I mean, I
Maybe
would think
ACC title.
Maybe ACC title. I would at least think that would be what's the word I'm looking for?
Adequate
To adequate to say, hey, he did a good job in turning around that program.
Oh yeah.
But he's not Deion on the college level because Deion is still young and relatable.
And plus, he's 72. How much longer he's 72? How long y'all really think he's gonna stay in coaching?
And I think the fact that young players only want to hear from players that actually played,
yep,
is going to work against them. Not somebody saying, "Hey, I coached and I did this, this, and this." And it's like, okay, you were in the film room and you benefit from watching with your dad. So you can't tell me I can't do this and I can't do that because you didn't play.
Man.
That's the entitlement of this generation. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like that analysis on both sides. Beautiful breakdowns. I'm real simple. I don't care. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all fellas. I don't care. I really don't fucking care, bro. Like
end of the day it's UNC. End of the day it's UNC.
You know, like first of all, you picked UNC, which is crazy.
Well, you picked UNC because of dad coach there. So
I get that, yeah. But fuck that, bro. No, go to LSU and take Brian Kelly's job. What the fuck are we doing here?
Oh, Brian Kelly, he go to LSU. Good call. That would have been a good call.
He go to LSU. Expectations aren't like this. Expectations aren't here anymore. You go to LSU, you're up here. We expect you way up there, compete way up there for a national championship.
Yeah, you way up there at that point.
And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now because I don't care that all these NFL coaches keep going back to college. Oh, yeah, they coach in the NFL and they're going back to college. They're going to take all their NFL experience and expertise and take it. No, the fuck they're not. No, the fuck they're not.
Completely different game.
I want to see an NFL coach go back to college and actually fucking win something, dog. Like all of this hype is crazy because what Chip Kelly's still in the fucking still in the goddamn in college football. He coaching at UCLA. Ass. Okay. Nebraska, Matt Rule, ass. Okay. Like, what are we doing? No, we gotta stop until they prove that they can actually go back and win at that level. Nobody should fucking care. And this is
and I know you know what, Moot, not to cut you off. I know somebody out there saying Nick Saban, but let me tell you, Nick Saban started in college, won in college, went to the NFL, found out he was ass in the NFL, and went back to college and dominated at Alabama.
Like I said, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game when you coaching grown ass men. That's why Nick said, I can't do this shit. I got to go.
And that's exactly what I want to talk about because people hold so much vitriol towards college coaches that go to the NFL and then ultimately don't pan out. When are we going to start talking about these NFL fucking coaches that got years of experience, all of these Super Bowls, the ultimate pinnacle of football, that go back to college coaches or that go back to the college programs and get their ass kicked by regular smegular college coaches because they don't understand that it's not only a different game in everything, but recruiting, play call, clock management, like everything is different, bro. Like the athletes, everything.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's much more impressive as a college head coach to win a national championship than it is to win a Super Bowl. And the reason, and the reason why I say that, okay, especially back in the day, up until now when NIL came out, players were not. I mean, they got paid and it was under the table. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, a lot of these players weren't being paid, bro. They were not being paid. They just did it for the love of the game. They come in there, they work their ass off because they're trying to get to the next level, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when you get to NFL, you're paid to do your job. So you don't have an obligation to the coach. You have an obligation to the team that pays you to come in and do your job. And so if you won't do your job as a grown-ass man to get your paycheck, nothing in this life will motivate you. Nothing.
Agreed.
And I mean, the NFL is 32 teams. Colleges. And plus, Division One football is packed already, and then you got Division 1A, which is another packed. You know, yeah.
And plus, I just feel being a college coach is a different responsibility versus being an NFL head coach. It's completely different. And Belichick's going to have to adjust to that if he's going to be successful. He's going to have to adjust.
That's a real good point. And let me expand on that a little bit further. In the NFL, you got pros, you got veterans that will get your ass in line. Yep. They will get you in line. In college, it's still there might be people that's seniors and juniors, but we all know, bro, you're not really grown because we've been through this. You're not really grown till you're about 28, 29, 30. Because in college, everybody, no matter how old you are, most of the time, 95% of the time, we're all into the same shit.
Yep.
Every single one of us. Yep. We're still all into the same shit. Yep. We're in college, we party. You know, you got that few select that, hey, I'm about business. I'm not here to party. I'm here to do my school, graduate, play football, and I'm gonna have a job on the outside, and that's it. So in college, it's a lot harder because you got people that aren't even on scholarships that want to be on a team, and they got to have outside jobs. So you got to know when to not push them a lot, and then you got to be able to stand your ground and not pushing them a lot when everybody else is watching you push everybody else to the limit. And you know this guy has to work till 12 o'clock at night, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, study early in the morning, come to practice by 6:30, and he's not going to bed again until 12 o'clock at night. Like it's different. Because you're taking kids and making them into men. And that's what I respect about Deion's coaching the most. Yeah. Deion does understand, hey, going on to the next level, everybody is not going to the NFL. Everybody's not. Mm-hmm. So my job as a college coach is to make sure if you don't go to the NFL, you get a good education and you become a man. And you become a grown person around here and know how to handle responsibility. You don't have to worry about that with the NFL, but Bill is going to have to worry about that in college. And that's why I'm not going to say he's going to have immediate success, because I don't think his calling is to coach kids to men. His calling was, I mean, somewhere a lot of Cowboys are punching the air right now. A lot of Cowboys fans are punching the air right now.
Definitely.
Because I do think he would have fit in, but him and Jerry would have bumped heads. So let's just call it what it is.
It would have been another Jimmy Johnson situation.
No, Jerry had to relinquish all that power.
Yeah, it would have been another Jimmy Johnson situation if that would have happened.
He's not going to do it. But
no, he ain't going to do it. No.
Championship since.
But you know what? To Moo's point, I'm just analyzing the hire. But deep down, fuck UNC. I'm a Duke person anyway.
Who cares?
Hey,
I mean, Duke, we can analyze it all day long, but at the end of the day, who cares?
Duke, UNC, St. John's, Syracuse. Those are bad. I mean, Syracuse did have a good season this year in football, but those are fucking basketball. They're basketball
schools. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bill think he's slick, but I'm in the mind of Bill right now. You took UNC because it was the least expectation. It has the least expectations. So if you don't ever win a championship, it was like, but he took UNC and won a bowl game. He took UNC and won 10 games. You know what I'm saying? And they got to a bowl game, even if they lose or not, that's still a success. At the end of the day, what Al Davis said. Just win. What Herm Edwards say. You play to win the game. There's no moral victories. You play to win a championship. So if you don't win it, and that's the one problem I have with college football. There's too many bowl games too.
Oh, I agree. Facts on that. Too many bowl games that don't mean shit. Too many bowl games that don't mean shit.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I actually like the bowl games just for the simple fact that I get to just watch football.
Oh yeah, it gives you more football, but at the end of the day, most of them don't mean nothing.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot, y'all points are very valid. Right, the bowl games they don't mean nothing. Now, if y'all just want to give people an extra, an extra case, an extra excuse to watch football, man, okay, I'm with that. But I feel like we should have a some way, shape, or form of like a different, because you know how the FCS or I think D2 does it too as well, or D1AA does it as well. But they have like the other bracket, like if you're not in like the main championship bracket, but you got another bracket, or you can win another like championship or whatever the case may be. I think they should do that to give these teams a lot more incentive. Because I know a lot of teams do play for a bowl game, but if you can play for a bowl game to get into that next bracket in order to win the national championship in that level.
I just want to say real quick. This Thursday night game, born to sell, Rams up 12-6 on the 49ers. The game about to be over. 6 seconds left.
Yeah. The Rams about to close it out. That game was this. I'm honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just to do a quick little analysis about this game, and then a few Thursday night games. I think this was the worst Thursday night game we've had because other than that, just talking about this with Mel a few days ago. Outside of this Thursday, like Thursday night football has actually been entertaining all season.
Yeah,
right.
This is the worst game.
Yeah, compared to past seasons, right, where a lot of complaints happen, and they tried to do a lot of things in order to bring up the numbers of Thursday night football. I think people just want to see better matchups. We don't want to see the garbage matchups on Thursday night football, bro. We want to see the good matchups. We don't care about the color rush and all the extra schemes that y'all try to do to get viewers. Just give us good matchups, bro. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
So next thing on the docket, gonna go ahead and scratch off a few things here because I want to save the college football playoff matchups until next week, till we get a little closer to that. But as of right now, we've got a lot of Heisman talk, and our 4 finalists: Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel. Of course, we know Ashton Jeanty, and of course, we know the last but certainly not least, Travis Hunter. So, just a quick question for the fellas. Who do y'all have winning the Heisman? DJ, I'm going to start with you on this one.
I am obviously going, since the NCAA hold Colorado, I'm going with Travis Hunter. I'm going with Travis Hunter because he's a stud on both sides of the ball. He is probably the second coming of Charles Woodson, and Charles Woodson won this award playing on both sides of the ball and being a superstar on both sides of the ball. You can't vote against somebody that's a superstar on both sides of the football. I don't care if it's a quarterback's award or whatever they want to call it now. Quarterbacks only play one side of the field. Yeah, they're the most important position on the field, blah, blah, blah. In college and in the NFL, they might be the most important position on the field. But you can still win games without a star quarterback. But if you're the star wide receiver and you're the star cornerback on both sides, you're catching interceptions, you're catching receiving. I mean, like, let's not act like Travis Hunter hasn't caught for multiple games of over 100 yards and then came back with plus 100 yards and had picks and defenses in the same game, big time defenses, big time plays on both sides of the ball in the same game. He's the star player. Yes, even over Shedeur, for people that want to question, even over Shedeur, he was the number 1 player in Kansas, Colorado, and it showed that he was the best player on Colorado. This is Travis Hunter's award. And they're not going to give it to him because they're going to give it to a damn quarterback like they always do. It's ridiculous.
Which quarterback do you think they're going to give it to?
I don't. It's a toss-up. There's no criteria to winning the Heisman, just like there's no criteria to winning NFL MVP, and that's another problem within itself. I don't know which one they'll give it to, but for me, Travis Hunter would be the person to win that award.
Damn popularity contest.
Most likely. Willie, what you got for us?
Popularity contest. It should be Travis Hunter's award to lose. Go back and watch that game against Oklahoma State. It should be his award to lose. 10 catches, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns, interceptions, 2 pass breakups, and a tackle. It should be his to lose. But I agree with DJ Michael B. I don't think they're gonna give it to him. I think they're probably giving it to the damn quarterback. And I hate to say this being a Florida State guy, but I gotta give him his props. It may end up going to Cam Ward.
I wouldn't doubt that.
It may end up going to Cam Ward just because he's a quarterback. And again, don't get me wrong. Great season, fantastic season. But
Definitely.
they'll give him just because he's a quarterback, and it should be Travis Hunter's award to lose.
Honestly, that's kind of where I'm at with it. The thing about it, right? And I see the 2 quarterbacks on there, which is crazy that Shedeur wasn't one of the finalists, but I guess we'll get to that in a second.
That's a travesty in itself.
Literally. The Dylan Gabriel is something that I guess the committee or that the voters can't necessarily ignore. New conference, undefeated in that conference, best team in the nation. So he's definitely going to get his nods, right? Cam Ward coming off of mediocre season at Washington, right? Like not mediocre stat-wise, but mediocre team record-wise, right? So when you have a different record, when you have a lot better weapons to pass to, of course, your record's going to look a lot better and you're going to get a lot more Heisman nods. But in the eyes of, or in the case of Genty and Travis Hunter, speaking of the Heisman, probably get this trophy ceremonies on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, for anybody that wants to know. That's when they're going to announce it.
I am off that day. I will be watching.
I will be DJing.
In the case of Genty and Travis Hunter, I know that both of these guys are definitely getting a lot of the needed and respected hype that they deserve. I just find it interesting that people are trying to make cases against Travis Hunter, right? Like both these gentlemen said, it's really his award to lose, right? A lot of people tried to compare him to Charles Woodson, but his outlook or his output on offense is a lot higher than what Charles did in his days at Michigan, right?
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the film, if you go back and look at the numbers, Charles was more used sparingly, right? Like the snap number that he played on offense and defense didn't compare. Like he was a lot more of a DB that was athletic, so he could step in at certain points of time of the game, return, so on and so forth, stuff like that. But when it comes to Travis out there actually running routes, scoring touchdowns, putting up hundreds of yards, right? Like 1,000 yards or 1089 on less than 100 receptions, that's not an easy feat, right? So doing that, and then on the same end, holding a lot or majority of receivers that he's covering. And I know there was a narrative out there saying that he doesn't guard the number one guy. He does guard the number one guy. Go watch the film. Holding them to under 100 or holding them to no touchdowns or PBUs or getting interceptions on them. Like
who said that?
It's a lot of people who don't watch football. Like I said, if you don't believe it, you should go watch the film. But it's just interesting that he's literally doing it on a high level on both sides of the ball. But you have people out here that will try to disparage him or try to put him down in any way, shape, or form, just because they feel like he doesn't deserve it. He's literally the best receiver on the team. He's the best player on the team. He's one of the best receivers in the nation, if not the best, right? And he's literally the best defensive back in the nation. So when you pair that with how people are trying to compare him with Charles Woodson and, oh, well, Charles Woodson did this and Charles Woodson did that. First of all, none of y'all watched Charles Woodson, bro. All y'all with these opinions and these think pieces on Charles Woodson, none of y'all watched him in college. I promise you didn't. You weren't old enough. So let's stop that right there. But the output of what Travis is doing is a lot more than what Charles Woodson was doing back in his time. So when it comes to that, I think, like the fella said, it is his award to lose. Now, that is not saying that Ashton Jeanty isn't deserving of this award as well. What he did is definitely historic, right? That's absolutely insane. The numbers that he put up on a consistent basis, and to, I don't want to say carry that Boise State team, but to do a lot of the grunt work, right? And typically when we see running backs that have that many carries, they don't get to that many yards or that outlook or that output of the yardage, because they typically trying to get hurt or they're trying to wear down towards the end of the season. So when it comes to Ashton Jeanty, definitely historic, but and I understand the numbers, right? Derrick Henry's, everybody else, the other running backs that won the Heisman, I get it. But when you look at a player's output on the field and what he's doing on both sides of the ball and how he's one of the best players in the nation on both sides of the ball, that's something that can't be ignored either.
Yes. And no disrespect to Jeanty at all. That man almost had 350 total carries this season. No disrespect to him, but
at all. Brother was toting that rock, okay?
Yeah, he was. 29 touchdowns total. Come on now. Let's go. Yeah. 29 rushing touchdowns. Let's go.
He was for surely toting that rock. I just think that, and I understand that the committee, the voting, is going to come down to ultimately who they pick, and for they might mess around and pick a quarterback, right? Like my brothers over here said, they might mess around and pick a quarterback. They may look into that Dylan Gabriel case and see that him being number one, him being undefeated in a new they may put a lot of eggs in that basket. We'll just have to wait to be disappointed or not.
Y'all have a very good case for Ashton Jeanty. Mm-hmm. That's how you say his last name. I forget how to say something. Y'all make a very good case for Ashton Jeanty as well. I didn't make a case for him, but I mean, running backs have in the past won Heisman trophies after historic seasons, and this absolutely is the third or fourth highest rushing season in NCAA history.
Yes.
What I would challenge though is how many teams did they play that we actually thought were formidable?
That's a fair point.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
The schedule, it does matter.
Yeah.
So I
mean, at least that's what they say.
True.
Right. The three people in front of him, only one of them on single season yards in college. The three people in front of him, only one of them won the Heisman. And you know who that was? Barry Sanders.
Yep,
true.
Melvin Gordon didn't win the Heisman when he ran for the most yards, and the other guy is Kevin Smith, and he didn't win the Heisman when he ran for the most single season yards. I just think as a running back, you pretty much, especially in college, you kind of just affect the game one way, right?
That's a fair point.
I think you affect the game one way, and it's supposed to be, I guess, the Heisman. I would say the Heisman and the NFL MVP is two different criterias if you had to really break it down, because one is going to who you think is the best college player on the best team, pretty much. So in that sense, Gentry didn't make the CFP.
Yeah.
But we've all three of us sat here last week and said we felt like Colorado also should have made the CFP as well.
Yep.
So I think that's where they would probably give Gentry the edge, is just because his team made the CFP, and I don't think Boise State would have been the same team had Gentry not been there. And on the flip side, I also do think that Colorado wouldn't be the same without Travis Hunter. Is not only their best defender, he's their best receiver, and I think that's where I would give him the edge. He's the best player on both sides of the field. Some people might want to argue Shedeur, but even one can admit while Travis Hunter was out on offense after taking that nasty hit, was that last year or this year? I think it was Was it last year?
Last year he had a torn labia, separated labia, something like that.
Yeah, he was out for some games. We would all say that Shedeur struggled a little bit without Travis Hunter. We all saw it. That Colorado's offense wasn't the same without Travis Hunter.
That was apparent this year too when Travis was out for a game.
Right. So I just think no knock to Gentry. I think if he wasn't going against somebody to play both sides of the ball, he would probably undeniably be my pick. But because he's going against somebody that makes winning plays and is that elite on both sides of the ball, I think it pushes above him. Now, if you was to tell me that Gentry is going to go in at linebacker and sack quarterbacks and be the best linebacker on his team on that side of the ball too, or be the best cornerback on that side of the ball too, there'd be no doubt in my mind. If you rush for this many yards and you're the number one defender on your team as well, I mean, well, shit. I mean, the receiver still has to rely on the quarterback being able to throw them the ball, whereas the running back just has to get the ball and run. But my pick will be Travis Hunter, and I think Gentry would be set. I personally don't think a quarterback deserves it this year. No quarterback actually, to me, stands out above the rest. The only thing that stands out is the team's record overall. I mean, like I think you could lose the quarterbacks and insert some more running backs, actually. So or a defensive player. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't think there's not a single QB that stands out this year. I don't think this is going to be a quarterback class anyway. For all the people,
it's weak. It's weak.
This is the year to build upon your linemen and skill players. I don't even think. Right, your linemen, linebackers, your skill players outside of.
This is the year.
Like, literally,
this is the year you can wait to round 5. This is your year you can wait till around 4 or 5 to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
This is the year to do it. Yeah, this is the year to do it.
Unless you're the Raiders and Shedeur is available.
Yeah. You the Raiders and Shedeur available, you better do it. But other than that, this is the year you can wait. Go build up your other position. Because DJ said it the best. You don't have to have a star quarterback to win in the NFL. So this is the year to go out there, build your other positions. If you need receivers, go get receivers. You need DBs, you need linebackers, you need to make your defense younger, take care of that. But this is the year right here to do it because there's no quarterback outside of Shedeur I would want.
Hey, valid analysis, fellas. I love it. We're going to quickly pivot here to the NFL and talk about these teams that have clinched the playoffs and what their odds are to win the big one. We got Buffalo. Pittsburgh should clinch the playoffs, I think, this upcoming Sunday. As well, I think Houston should clinch the playoffs within the next few weeks as well.
But yeah, because they'll win the division. That's the only.
Yeah, because they'll win the division. Kansas City, of course, we know. Philly clinched the playoffs, even though they're kind of going through some weird drama, which I think me and Mel are going to talk about tomorrow. Detroit, and with the NFC South looking so close, I'm not too sure because that one always kind of comes up to a coin toss, and we don't really know how that division is going to pan out because
it should be Tampa. It should be Tampa's to lose, but again,
you would think so.
You would think it would be, but with Kirk Cousins just going all over the freaking place. I mean,
yeah. And the only reason why I say that is because Atlanta is currently 4-1 in that division.
Mm-hmm.
So
they hold all the tiebreakers.
Exactly. So if they can win out
single one
of them, yep, they hold all the tiebreakers. Yep.
So if they don't lose another game, they win that division by default.
So somebody got to beat them outright record wise.
Mm-hmm. And then of course I think the Seahawks might end up sewing up this division in the West. But with the Rams' big win today, they currently lead that division 3-1. So they might also be another team in
shout out to Matt Stafford, man, flying under the radar. Under the radar after they just came off a Super Bowl win not too long ago.
And dealing with those injuries over there. And Matt Stafford and Sean McVay, man, hats off to y'all. But the question as follows, fellas, who do we think has the highest odds to win the bowl this year? Willie, go ahead and kick us off.
Out of
That's out of everybody
everybody,
that clinched? Out of everybody that clinched, or just
everybody that clinched?
I hate to say this. Because they've been so repetitive throughout the year. But until somebody knock them off, I gotta go with the Chiefs. Until somebody knock them off, I gotta go with the Chiefs. That apparently the conference can't do it. So
It's too weak. Our conference is too weak.
the conference ain't gonna do it.
Not right now.
So until someone outright beats them, I gotta go with the Chiefs. Until Baltimore's gonna have to step up at some point. The Bills got their win, but you got to see if the Bills can consistently do it again. So until somebody knock them off, I got to go with the Chiefs.
DJ, how we feeling?
hell no, I ain't going with the Chiefs.
I don't
Hell no,
blame you.
I'm
I
not.
ain't want to do it either.
Hell
But
no, I'm not going with the Chiefs. I know I'm not going with the Chiefs.
either. I don't blame you. But again,
Let me tell you, but I have my reason for not going with the Chiefs, though. I do have my reason for not going with the Chiefs. You can call it complacency or whatever you want to. They have consistently struggled against teams with good defense, no matter how bad that team is. They have.
True.
And look, I love Travis Kelce as much as the next person. Travis Kelce has an awesome personality. He's a game show host and things like that. And some people will say his podcast and stuff like that is interfering with his football. I just don't think so. I just think Father Time catches up with everybody. And a part of me believes as the Chiefs move on, Travis Kelce is not going to be effective as he has been in the past.
But my only call for pause when you say that, you see what Andy Reid has done. You see you're seeing more and more Noah Gray in 2 tight end sets for them. So you're starting to see that. So he's starting to adjust, and I gotta give Andy Reid props for that.
But here's also the problem, and it's no knock on DeAndre Hopkins, it's no knock on DeAndre Hopkins or anybody else on that team. This team goes as Patrick Mahomes goes.
True.
And when Patrick the defense it can play phenomenal, but if Patrick Mahomes cannot move the team up and down, I mean, if Rashee Rice was playing right now, I would say the Chiefs probably have the best chance to do it to go back and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have a 3-peat. But the fact that Rashee Rice is in there and you're calling upon pretty much Travis Kelce, DeAndre Hopkins, and then who else? And no disrespect to Patrick Mahomes, this is what made Tom Brady so great. Tom Brady would tell me, "Give me the best receiver in the stands, put him on the field, and I will make him look like a god on this field." Patrick Mahomes admitted at one point he can't read defenses. When they had Tyreek Hill, they probably had the best receiver in the league at that point. Tyreek Hill was just stupid fast. But last year, yes, they won. But Rashee Rice was so good.
Yes, he was.
He was a very good replacement.
Yes, he was.
For Tyreek Hill to make up the lack of speed. He's really good. I mean, and I think Tony was there last year too. Kadarius Toney was there last year too. He
might come back. He might come back. He just got cut from the Browns. They might get him back.
So, I don't think they have the number one receiver, and I don't think they have that good of a run game either. I mean, I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I forgot the other guy.
Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco. I do like Isaiah Pacheco. But they're not necessarily running backs you can rely on when the offensive game is going bad. Right. And you need somebody that could chip away at yards in the playoffs whenever your receivers get clamped. No matter what people say, football during the regular season might be an outside in game unless you have a dominant running back like a Derrick Henry or something. But when the playoffs come around, you need a running back.
Yes.
That can get you 5 yards of possession.
Yes.
That can average 4 yards of possession. They don't have that. And that's what I'm worried about the most with this team. And that's why I can't go with them. That's why I can't go with them. With that being said, that's also why I can't go with the Buffalo Bills either.
Mhm.
Point.
I feel you on
That's a
that.
really good
I
point.
feel you on that. I feel you on that. Yeah.
That's also why I can't go with the Buffalo Bills. And does it take defense to win an NFL championship? Absolutely does.
Mhm.
I can't go with the Texans for the simple fact that CJ Stroud can't get points in the second half. His numbers are atrocious in the second half, and CJ Stroud is in that second, third year slump where what you did last year worked because people didn't have film on you to prepare for what you were going to do.
Right.
Now we're in the middle of that second, third year slump where you have to figure out how you're going to move the ball on offense because your offensive coordinator is so damn basic, and he doesn't do. I mean,
Vanilla.
we got Joe Mixon, hand it off, third down, give it to CJ Stroud.
Vanilla.
We're running slants.
Slants
the
or play
ball.
action.
Right. Joe Mixon. All right. Fuck it. You know what? Third down. Let's throw a screen. Every single time. I've seen the Texans in person. I went to Dallas. They almost blew the game in Dallas. Had the defense not came up with the strip sack and touchdown. So I am going to lead. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Yeah, I can. Because this guy has been to a Super Bowl before and he lost. And then he got traded to a team, and the quarterback that he got traded for won a Super Bowl with the team he went to the Super Bowl with. I'm going with Jared Goff and the Lions. They have a consistent run game. They have a consistent passing game. Their defense might not be the greatest, and they will give up points. But like we saw,
It's solid. It's solid.
like we saw 2 years ago, when they need see, everybody has this thing about total defense, right?
Mhm.
Everybody has this thing about total defense, but people don't realize Detroit red zone defense is better than their total defense. I don't only just look at their total defense. I think it's like 21, 22, or whatever. But their red zone defense is top 15. I think it's like 13 or 12 or something like that. It's top 15 in the NFL. So the way people are scoring them, they have to throw over the top. How many teams in the NFC this year do you believe in can throw over the top and score the whole game? Other than Green Bay.
I mean, Green Bay tried it. They still lost, though.
And they lost. And they still lost. But you know what Detroit can do? They can run the ball, throw it over the top, and score in the red zone. Because they have a consistent running back.
See my call for pause with Detroit. My only thing and it is every team to a certain extent, but it's the depth, particularly a receiver. That's my only call for pause. Amon-Ra St. Brown is great. I like him a lot. Jameson Williams, when he's got his hand on straight, is great. But if any type of injury should go down, like we saw with Aiden Hutchinson, they were lucky. If they have any type of an injury at all, I think that can derail them a little bit. But I get your point because they got Gibbs, they got Montgomery in the backfield, Jared Goff doing his thing, Sam Laporta. He's kind of coming around a little bit off a bad season, but we're seeing him try to come back a little bit from struggling.
I don't even think personally, I don't even think Samuel Laporta is having that bad of a season. What I think is, again, he just outperformed what everybody expected him to be last year. So now they game plan for him. They have to.
He was a late rounder, so a lot of people didn't expect him to
doing what he's doing. Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Mr. GQ because he hit the nail on the head last year with Samuel Laporta. He absolutely
hit the head on the head with that one. But I think when it comes to the Lions, that's also my pick. Honestly, it's either between the Lions or the Eagles. Honestly,
Eagles got to show some shit up though.
Yeah, the Eagles. I think me and Mel are gonna talk about that tomorrow. But
they got all the talent in the world, but they got to show that shit up big time.
You want to know what's crazy? Kellen Moore. I told you. It happened. But like I said, I'm gonna get to that later. But when it comes to the Lions, and I think to speak on Willie's point about them, if they untimely suffer somebody an injury at the skill position, I think the addition of one Tim Patrick that they picked up off the waiver when he got cut from the Broncos. I think
Why
them
did the
trying to
Broncos,
get him.
why did the Broncos cut him?
Honestly, I don't know.
I just think Tim Patrick didn't click with the offense. I really do.
Well, he was coming off of an ACL tear and then an
Mhm.
Achilles injury. So
Okay.
I just think that they probably.
And I'm not
You know,
gonna
I
lie,
think
the emergence this year of Cortland Sutton. I mean, I've always drafted Cortland Sutton in fantasy because he always
For sure.
puts
Yes,
up. He
yes,
always scores. But the
yes.
emergence of Cortland Sutton this year, emerging to be like a top 15, top 20 player, and
Mhm.
that's who they started targeting the most. Somebody had to take a cut. Somebody had to take a
Right.
cut in
Right.
yards. And if you got Cortland Sutton on one side and what's the receiver on the next side?
Marvin Mims.
Marvin Mims, I
The-
believe.
the,
Mims.
The Marvin Mims.
You have Mims on the next side. I feel like Tim Patrick would. He's a little bit older. Number one. But
Yeah.
you
Little bit.
go to you want to grow the young players core. So Tim Patrick kind of just fill out the rotation because like, look, this is the core we want to grow moving forward.
Mhm.
So I think that's what played into it. And they didn't want to wait for his recovery. They feel like they probably had more young players on the team that they could plug in and play over Tim
Well,
Patrick.
definitely.
So I mean, I think that's all it is. But I definitely think Tim Patrick will definitely have an impact in the playoffs at some point. He'll be called upon to do something, and even if it's one, even if it's like with the Ravens had with Shannon Sharp at the end of his career, big play
Yeah,
Shay.
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
So-
they did.
Tim Patrick is an underrated, underrated pickup.
Well, I don't know if anybody was listening, but we might have just gave everybody a Super Bowl matchup, guys. Might have just gave everybody a Super Bowl matchup. You never know. You know how these things work out.
I do think the Chiefs, the AFC is the Chiefs. The AFC is the
Somebody
Chiefs
got to
to
step up,
lose.
DJ. Somebody got to step up.
Yeah. I think the Chiefs should win the AFC again. I just don't know if even with the Eagles, Saquon has been a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon has been a beast. The problem with the Eagles is that AJ Brown is being a fucking diva as a star wide receiver is. He's being a fucking diva because AJ Brown feels like he's no longer the best player on that team.
He's not.
And he feels like he's not getting the ball as he should. But on the flip side, Jalen Hurts also realizes, like, bro, you just came off an injury. We can't afford to lose you. Just wait till the playoffs. Wait till the playoffs and get healthy. I got you. Let's rely more on the younger legs right now and Devontae Smith and rely on Saquon and let them carry the load. And when we get to the playoffs, and I think that's what the hell the problem is in Philadelphia right now. AJ Brown was like, I'm in single coverage. Boy, let me tell you, this man giving off Antonio Brown vibes already.
He get hit by Vontae Burfict. That's it for him. That's it for him.
I know you know what, Moo? You know what, Moo? That's y'all topic to discuss tomorrow. I don't know.
Hey, you low-key cooked, though. You was low-key cooking, though. You was low-key cooking, though.
Yeah, I will say when the playoffs come around, and if you play the Eagles is a team you don't want to play.
No.
That offense can be really explosive if Saquon is doing this thing. We both know. All three of us know. AJ Brown is elite. Devontae Smith is definitely elite. I mean, he left Alabama as the number one receiver in Alabama history of all time. He's definitely elite.
Won a Heisman.
Yep.
AJ Brown needs to just sit down and shut up. Your time is going to come, bro. You got to realize you got to make it through the regular season healthy. And when the playoffs come, all the healthy bets are off. Let's just go get it and win.
Exactly. Exactly. Amen.
The Eagles will be the second team I do trust the most, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel that.
Just because the consistency of their run game is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the consistency of the run game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I would go with the Eagles next, but Out of the teams we name that's favored right now, my safest pick would be Detroit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say that too. And then the Eagles, of course, mainly because of their run game. But I think if I give one team a chance to knock off the Chiefs in the AFC, I know a lot of people are expecting the Ravens, but I'm honestly gonna go Pittsburgh.
Correct. That's the team I would go with too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the team I would go with too.
Because Pittsburgh's going to stick to their identity. They're not going to square.
They have
They're
to.
not going to stray away from it. They're going to stick to their identity and running
have
the
to.
football. They're going
They
to
have to.
establish the run and then go from that point. They're not going to do what the Ravens have been doing and giving Derrick Henry 5, 6, 7, 8 carries against the Chiefs. He can dominate that team if you get that man 20, 25 carries. They won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, they have
here's,
to.
I think the X factor, and I know you brought up Derrick Henry with the Ravens. I think the biggest X factor is Russell Wilson has been playing out of his fucking mind. Bro.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
He
And remember, they doing it without George Pickens. Remember that.
Right. And not only that, Russell Wilson came and started slinging the ball. Teams can't sit back and play man-to-man coverage and load the box anymore. And Najee Harris has been going berserk too. He's been flying under the radar because he doesn't have many highlight plays. But Najee Harris is exactly what Jerome Bettis was. Give me the ball, I will grind out 4 or 5 yards and keep grinding 4 or 5. I don't need the flashy. I don't need the MVP. What we need to do is just win. And I'm gonna make sure and give you them winning. I'm gonna make sure and give you them winning numbers. Najee Harris in fantasy football, especially, has been absolutely excellent this year. He's been playing. I love it because I always believed in Najee Harris' talent. Even I told people all last year, I was like, well, they're stacking the box. It's hard for any running back to stack the box, but Najee Harris still had 7 100-yard games last year with teams stacking the box without a quarterback to throw the ball. So
still grinded out 1,000 yards last year after starting off slow.
Right. But you know, I know we got a doc, but how about this? How about a team that hasn't clinched a playoff spot, but you think could be a dark horse?
I'll give you.
That's tough.
Moo, you're not going to believe who I'm going to say.
I'll give you 2. I'll give you Minnesota.
Wait, Minnesota ain't clinched the playoff spot yet?
Not clinched yet. Not yet.
That's surprising.
I'll give you Minnesota.
I like the Minnesota pick.
And the second one, I'll give you Baltimore. We're gonna throw them up there just because I feel like they're going to have to figure this out, or the narratives are going to be disgusting, and they're not going to be able to run from them.
I am about to blow your mind because this goes against everything I said when I said it was time to blow everything up, or teams that should blow it up, and they're not capable of doing it. Y'all are about to be surprised. But Moo, I have to do it. I was wrong. I'm going with the Los Angeles Chargers.
I was just thinking about them. I was just thinking about them.
I was absolutely wrong on this show, the 5th week in the season, when I said pretenders or contenders, and the Chargers are pretend. If they somehow sneak in the playoffs, and Harbaugh has that defense playing the way he does, and bruh,
the 8-5 right now.
The running back, oh my god,
J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins. When he come, but he got to come back healthy. He got.
I think but he'll come back before the playoffs. He'll come back before the playoffs.
You got Vidal and Edwards right now, but see, Dobbins can come back. It'll be all right.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too worried about Dobbins coming back because it's not like he's coming off an ACL, MCL, PCL, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's only a strain too, so it's not like it's torn or anything.
Yeah, it's only a strain. I just if he comes back in time for the playoffs and he is healthy and that hamstring ain't bothering him, somebody out there, not even somebody, I don't think any team will want to see them. And I will also say a scary team, since you gave two, I'll give two. I would also say a scary team if they make it into the playoffs, because I do believe they're not eliminated from contention. I think they're scary in the playoffs because they got Super Bowl experience. Is Matt Stafford and the Rams.
That's a solid pick too. I was so close to picking them as well.
I mean, they still have so many pieces left over from that Super Bowl run. And we all know, right? And you could ask GQ, whoever. I've been a big Matt Stafford fan since college. I've always been. Even when Detroit sucked, I kept on saying they need to pull Matt Stafford out of Detroit and he'll win a Super Bowl. So the year he finally won a Super Bowl with the Rams, I was absolutely ecstatic because I love Matt Stafford at Georgia. So, yeah, I'm gonna say both LA teams, they can wreck some havoc in here. Even if they don't go to the Super Bowl, they can knock off a top team. They're built to knock off a top team.
That's true. Anybody's game.
My two dark horse picks as we given two. Gotta go with the Packers.
I like that.
I cannot believe I looked over the Packers.
I like what they're doing. Josh Jacobs is playing excellent. They got a trio of receivers that can beat you. Defense plays solid. And then the other one, my other team over in the AFC, I gotta go with the Broncos. Bo Nix is doing it. The Settlers playing well. The defense is playing well. I wish that running game was a little bit better, but they got one of the better defenses in the NFL that can keep games close. If I got good, those are my two dark horses.
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I can't say the Broncos is I mean, could they knock off a team if they get in? Yes, but I feel like the Broncos are. And I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, but I'm pretty sure somebody out there is going to take it the wrong way. They're more Tim Tebow-ish than no, because y'all remember Tim Tebow's first year, he did beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
He did.
It feels more Tim Tebow-ish with Bo Nix than actually a really good quarterback. It does.
Oh my goodness.
It does.
That's because they got Tim Tebow 2.0 back there.
Yep.
So, great college quarterback, okay NFL quarterback, but what you do is you supplement. You right. So you supplement your quarterback with great pieces around him, right? And that's what the Broncos have done. And we all know when Russell Wilson got back there last year and was allowed to play like Russell Wilson, he started cooking. And then Sean McVay immediately pulled him. Like, nope, your value is
Sean Payton.
Your value is good right now, so we're gonna pull you.
And remember too about Bo Nix, because when Bo Nix came out, I was a big disbeliever. He's proven me really wrong. But go back and look at Bo Nix. He's an older dude, so he's a little bit more mature than your average rookie.
Willie,
so he is.
Willie, he has not proven you wrong yet. It's first year. You after you get tape on what somebody is going to do in the NFL, you plan accordingly.
Because I didn't think he was going to be very good when he came out of the league. And I just think Denver, quote unquote, drafted him because they want to have a big name, a big splash. That's why I think Denver drafted him.
Like here's the perfect example, right? And it's the opposite. It's the inverse, right? Mm-hmm. Last year, everybody chastised Bryce Young. Couple of games of the season, we chastised Bryce Young again. Now, for the past couple weeks, you're like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't Bryce Young. Bryce Young has been balling as of recently.
Yep.
So it does take sometimes for quarterbacks to develop. So you can't say yet after their second or third year how they're going to be, because, like I said earlier, look, C.J. Stroud played phenomenal last year as a rookie. He started off this year hot, but as we got to fourth game, fifth game, you started to see this. And you start to see a regression now. And it's not saying that he can't be the same play he was last year. He's just not going to end up being the same play he was last year because he has to figure it out.
Right.
Fair point.
Bryce Young came in. He didn't start hot, and he had to figure it out to climb his way out of he's going to be a bust. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. And I told everybody last year when they were like, well, CJ Stroud, I say, hold on. You're jumping a little too soon. Maybe because we hadn't seen the offensive coordinator of the Texans yet do anything as the offensive coordinator. And you have no film on the offensive coordinator. And you had no film on CJ Stroud. And you had no film on how DeMeco Ryans was going to coach this team. Everything was brand new. So the familiarity that is especially in the division that they had was gone because it's a new OC, a new QB, a new head coach right off the rip. I think it was a new defensive coordinator too, because DeMeco brought in his own people. So you had no idea what was going to happen and what this team was going to do. So last year was a lot of unpredictable. It was like, we're just going to play them like the regular old Texans and let's see how it goes. But a funny thing happened in that Baltimore Ravens game in the second round. A funny thing happened. By the time Baltimore played Houston, Baltimore had figured them out.
Yep.
And every team has copied that.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, excellent analysis, fellas. I love it. Now before we're here, too late, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and get our final thoughts, man. Starting with one DJ Michael B. Go ahead and kick us off, big dog.
My final thoughts are simply this: fantasy football playoffs start this week. So make sure you set your lineups, put your best people in. And if you win this week, good luck to you for the next 2 weeks, because you're probably going to have to pick up a bunch of plays you never heard of and hope for the best, because most players do not play in the last 2 games in the season when they clinch a playoff spot. Hence why in my fantasy league, I did not pick somebody from the Chiefs. I did not pick somebody from the Bills. I did not pick I picked one person from the Eagles, which is AJ Brown, but AJ Brown is coming off an injury, which is good for me because they're going to want to get some reps in, which is also why I picked some Texans in Dalton Schultz and Joe Mixon, because those are the teams at the end of the year that it has to play. I don't pick people from the teams I know that's going to be on top of the world. If I know you're going to be a contender, the only person on top of the world that I picked was Mark Andrews, because I had him last year and he was going berserk. He did not go berserk this year. He's been a high-end tight end number 2. But hey, other than that, make sure you tune into Inside the Huddle tomorrow, best damn football show on the internet, period, coined by this guy. And I absolutely do mean that too. You want great analysis and breakdowns, you need to get on Inside the Huddle for football, especially with all the drama going on in Philadelphia and playoffs coming around. And these guys are going to break down which teams they think will make it to the playoffs, make it past the first round, make it to the semis, and then make it into the Super Bowl, because that's what they do. They break down tape, find out your weaknesses, your strong points, and put that against each other. But other than that, make sure you tune into Basket to Basket Monday, Gentlemen's Talk on Wednesday. We do have an interview coming up soon with a rapper, and then right back here on Thursday for PVT. And I'm done with my final thoughts. I'm going to pass it to Willie.
All right, you guys. All right, you guys. My final thoughts. New York Mets, you some idiots. You some fools. Really? Juan Soto for that much money?
Oh man, I didn't even get
that much money.
You not even for sure.
He's not even for a mid for a player that's mid.
He ain't better than Pujols.
No,
I get it, big dog. I get it. I understand.
Oh my gosh!
Save that
for next week.
Save that 5 for next week. I'm gonna need it.
But so Mets, fuck you. Rob Manfred with this golden bat rule, fuck you too. And don't forget to catch the Sports Report podcast every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're on Facebook. We're on my Facebook page now. We're on YouTube, and we are also on Northeast Streaming Sports. So definitely check that out. Then Saturday night is the Geek Gauntlet podcast. We talk everything in the world of geek, comics, anime,
video games.
We had a video games. We had a real good discussion last week. So definitely check us out, and that will be on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can catch that show on my YouTube page, Twitch, and on YouTube.
There we go. Y'all heard it from the fellas. Make sure y'all tune into the rest of the shows throughout the rest of the week. Make sure you tune in to my boys, the Sports Report and the Geek Gauntlet podcast. If you haven't tuned in, like y'all heard how we open the show. Y'all see how we open the show. Strictly comic book nerd talk, okay? So if you like that and you enjoying that, and I seen all the people pop in, y'all didn't want to say that in the comments, but I seen y'all pop in when we was doing our comic book segment. So if you like that stuff, pop into my boy on Saturday. I guarantee you're going to love it. It's going to be a great time. But until next time, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow on Friday Inside the Huddle. Make sure you guys tune in and tap in with that show. Keep liking, commenting, subscribing. And, yeah, we're going to keep pouring out this fire content. We going to see y'all next week. Y'all be smooth. Yeah.
Let's make it 3,500. Girl, you